Hello, and welcome to this training on loading trailers focused on floor loads and wall building. In this training, we're going to cover the following objectives: reasons and goals to floor loading, tools needed to productively floor load and wall build, proper techniques to floor loading and wall building, and then a brief review and a quiz. Proper floor loading helps us to ensure a stable and quality load that has no damage to customers' orders. Customers can be both internal and external. An internal customer could be any of the SDOs at your FC services, a courier partner, or even UPS. External customers is anyone that receives the Staples order. Our primary objective with our external customers is to achieve the perfect order, which is a correct and complete order to the customer next day with nothing missing or nothing damaged. Proper floor loading and wall building's primary goal is to fit as many cartons onto the trailer as possible, both vertically and horizontally and with the depth of the trailer. This concept is also known as cube utilization. Here's an example of a good use of cube utilization. There are a few tools that are needed to properly floor load and wall build, and they are adequate lighting, a broom, a stool, tape, wheel chocks, gloves, water, a fan, and a scissor conveyor. Adequate lighting is very important so you can see inside the trailer without struggling. Brooms are very important so that you can work clean and safely in the area that you're working in. You'll want to sweep up any trash and discard any pallet debris before loading in the trailer. A step stool is important to help you reach the top portions of the trailer safely when you're building the wall to maximize space. Occasionally, boxes may come down that are not fully taped, which could cause product to fall out or get damaged. Having tape available enables you to be able to remedy the situation with little effort. All trailers should have wheel chocks in place to prevent the trailer from rolling away. Always verify with the leader supervisor that the chocks are in place prior to entering the trailer for the first time. Throughout your workday, you'll be handling hundreds of cartons, and it may be more comfortable if you wear gloves. On hot days, having water nearby is imperative to prevent dehydration. Fans are also important on hot days to help prevent heat stroke. Lastly is the tool you will be relying on the most, which is the scissor conveyor. This tool helps you to move the cartons into the trailer with ease. Before you start loading in the trailer, you may want to go through and make sure there are no wet spots. If there are any wet spots, you'll want to wipe them up as best as possible. It is advisable to do this before you sweep out the trailer. While you're loading, you'll also want to remember not to load any cartons that appear to be damaged. If you get a carton that is damaged, let your supervisor or lead know so the items can be reboxed, and if any items fell out, they can be repicked. Also, if a carton comes down that is not taped correctly, be sure to take the time to retape the carton. So let's take a look at the actual techniques to floor loading and wall building. Position the conveyor approximately 3 feet away from the wall being presently built. If the conveyor is too close, it'll be in your way. Yet if it's too far away, you'll have to walk too far to retrieve each carton. Your first carton for your wall is known as the cornerstone carton. You'll want that carton to be as strong and stable as possible to give the start of your wall a sturdy foundation. The normal standard for this carton is a minimum of 12 inches tall. Then you want to begin in the bottom left corner. When you're looking for your cornerstone carton, it does not have to be the first carton on the conveyor. It is important to select the best cornerstone carton and make sure that it is strong and stable. All cartons should be as flush to the front of the trailer as possible, like depicted. The goal is to always have the heaviest carton on the bottom. This is for 2 reasons. 1, they make a strong base, and 2, if they were stacked on top of other lighter boxes, they could crush them. 2 examples of heavy cartons are EE boxes that could be heavy, or cases of paper. You'll always be building your walls from left to right, working on different segments at once to create a perfectly level wall. As you're building from left to right, you'll be creating shelves that will help you to create a level and stable layer and then a full wall segment. As depicted, this person would be currently working on 2 shelves at once. You'll be working on several shelves at once and placing the cartons on the shelf that would be the most logical choice for creating a level and stable wall. Thus, if you don't have a carton that is the same or similar size on that shelf you're working on, you may have to start a new shelf for that carton. One handy trick is that you can combine smaller cartons to equal the size of larger cartons. Remember to aim toward building each wall segment with similar sized cartons. One trick is to set aside smaller cartons until you have enough to provide a quality wall segment. When wall building, you want to avoid column stack. Column stacking is used when you're loading onto a pallet, not when you're floor loading. Staples' method for wall building and floor loading is known as interlocking, which provides better support for the overall load. When using the method of interlocking cartons, you should be able to see T's forming between layers of cartons. This enables the weight to be evenly distributed among the cartons on each layer, versus when column stacking, all the weight is on the carton directly below and is not evenly distributed. In this picture, you can see the T's forming naturally to the layers below. As you get towards the top of the trailer, the preferred box types are the large and lightweight cartons. As mentioned in the start of this training, the goal for proper floor loading and wall building is to utilize as much space in the trailer as possible. This is also an example of cube utilization, as mentioned in the beginning. You can start a new wall at any time if a strong and stable carton comes along that will make a sturdy cornerstone. The key is to remember to use a heavy, strong, and stable carton for your cornerstone, and also to aim for heavy cartons on the bottom and large and lightweight boxes towards the top. But remember that your cornerstone needs to be a minimum of 12 inches tall. Never allow for space between walls. The picture on the left shows what can happen to a box if there is space that forms. That box in the middle could get damaged, versus on the picture on the right, the wall is flush to the previous wall and you're also utilizing the most space on the trailer. Here's an example of a bad wall. Nothing is organized, nothing is interlocking, and there is unused space everywhere. Here's an example of a good wall. You can see the natural T's forming to the layers below. Heavy cartons are towards the bottom, large and lightweight boxes are towards the top. New walls are flush to previous walls, and it's utilizing the maximum height of the trailer. So let's review, and there'll be a quiz at the end. Position the conveyor approximately 3 feet from the wall being built. The conveyor can be repositioned at any time as you're moving towards the back of the line haul. Remember to build shelves from left to right. Build walls with natural T's forming that show that the weight is evenly distributed to the layer below. Build walls as flush to the previous wall as possible. When you're all done loading your trailer, follow your building's practices. This may be to use a plank or a load bar to secure the load from moving or falling. If there are any questions, feel free to reach out to your building's trainer. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this training.